I'm the head football coach and athletic coordinator here at Northside, and just excited to do this. I'm telling you, I've been here. This is starting my 5th year. It's a great high school.
Can you take it off?
We got 2 seats.
There's 2 seats.
Over here.
I filled out the other one. I filled out one.
I've been doing this. This is the end of my 31st year, so this is my home. I grew up here and moved away for 26 years and came back. It's a great place to be, so your kids are going to love it. NCAA eligibility. You know, as a coach, a lot of times you think everybody knows. Well, you find out really a lot of people don't know anything about it, and it's always changing. It changes from year to year. It gets tougher every time they make a change. It's not easier. It's harder. So I just want to go through it. I made you a little packet. We'll kind of go along through that. We've got 15 minutes. I want to spend 10, 11, 12 of it talking and let you ask any questions. Here's what you don't realize, or a lot of people don't realize. Your eligibility stuff has already started. It starts in the 9th grade. And that is a little bit of a disadvantage because we're a 10 through 12 high school. So we get you guys when you've already gone through your 9th grade year. And if you're not a student or your parents aren't students of making sure that you're doing the right things in class, they start off behind right out of the chute. And with one of the new rules I'm going to tell you about in just a minute, I'm not going to say impossible to make up, but it makes it very hard. So it starts in the 9th grade. You have 8 semesters, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 2. So you've got 8 semesters to complete all your work, okay? Here's where some people get confused. The only thing that matters and counts are what's called core classes. Everybody know what a core class is? Math, English, science. I call it history. They call it social science, foreign language, some religion classes count, and philosophy. That's it. So many times I hear kids tell me, Coach, I got a 3.8. Well, they got a 3.8 when we throw in the non-core classes, PE, music, business, all the fun stuff, theater, all those things they make A's in across the board. That doesn't count. So you have to have 16 core classes when you finish high school. You should have more than that if you've taken the kind of classes, if you're that kind of student. But here's what happens to a lot of. We had a kid this year. He got 16 core classes, and when his senior year, he decided he was just going to take what he had to take. He had 14. He took math and English. That's all he had to have to graduate. So he didn't take the other 5 classes. He took those classes they were talking about in there, TV production, all the fun things. And so he's sitting there fixing to sign a scholarship, and he just barely makes the 16. Now, some coaches pay attention to that. Counselors don't always know that you're athletes. So you got to really keep on top of that. So it's 16, it's core classes. They're going to take that at the end of the time. They're going to figure your grade point. What do you have to have? It used to be 2 point. To fully qualify now, and you think 2 point, that's a C. That sounds pretty easy, but we have lots of folks that struggle with that. It's now 2.3, which is not much more than a C. But it's for some guys and gals, it's a hard thing to qualify for, but you just got to stay on top of it. So at the end of 4 years, 16 core classes. That's what the NCAA, we're going to talk about who looks at that in just a minute. The NCAA requires, if you have more than that, let's say you're an exceptional student and you've taken 5 maths and you've made A's in 3 of them and C's in 2, you can pick the ones you want as long as they're algebra 1 or higher, okay? So the NCAA will look at that. Again, we've got to make sure we're not counting the non-core. What do you have to have? It's just like what they told you in that calendar course guide. 4 English, that's standard. 3 math, algebra 1 or higher. So if you've taken a math that's below algebra 1, it doesn't count. 2 science, 1 has to be a lab science, which is again one of your requirements. 2 social science or history. Then you have to have 1 more of additional math, science, or English. Then 4 more can come from those same 3, or you can add more history, you can add foreign language, you can add religion, we don't offer that here, or philosophy, okay? So that's where you get your 16, right? So it comes from that group. Again, you have to have a 2.3, And here's the new law that just went into effect last year. Used to, you always heard, and there's still some of this going on, but it's got to be real careful. 10 of those 16 core classes have to be finished going into your senior year. So you've got your 9th grade, your 10th grade, and your 11th grade. That's what I talked about. If a guy or girl gets started off on the wrong foot in the 9th grade, and we have to have 10 of those completed going into their senior year, you see how hard it is to go. You can't go back after your junior year and make it up. Used to, they can put you in here it's called night school, they can put you in enrichment, and you can make it up your senior year. Once you've become a senior, that's it. Those 10 are locked in, you can't change it. Is everybody straight with that? So it's 7 of those 10 have to be English, math, and science. They'll give you some history and that kind of stuff. So they're making it tough on folks out of the get-go. Here's what happens, and I'm just going to use the guys because that's what I deal with. I got 9th grade guys at Kennedy and Darby, and they're over there having a good time. And they're not thinking one bit about doing what? Going to college, playing sports, doing whatever. They live for today. When the day's over, they're thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about 4 years from now. So we've got a guy that makes 2 Ds or 2 Fs. Now we got to find a way, along with his regular schedule and doing all the things they want to do to go back and make it up by the time his junior year's up. What I'm saying is it's so important to get them off on the right foot. Start them in the 9th grade, make them do what they're supposed to do. When they get here with us, we're going to check them and make sure they're doing the right things. So that is the classwork part of it. 16 core classes, 2.3 is the lowest you can have to fully qualify. You can make a 2-point and be called I think they call it now an academic red shirt, which a lot of colleges are not going to waste their money on folks that can't qualify with a 2.3. Now, if you're Adrian Peterson coming out of high school, and they might waste a little bit of money to see if you're going to make it, but they're not going to do that for most people. The second part, I'm just talking basics because so many people, everybody knows how to get your GPA. You know, an A's worth 4, a B's worth 3, a C's worth 2. The worst thing in the world you can make is a D. It's worth 1 because you can't make it back up. You can go back and make F's up and get rid of that. D's are with you forever. You add that up, you divide that by however many core courses you got, and that's your core GPA. Okay? It's real simple. You can have 4 classes, an A, a B, a C, and another A divided by 4. That's 13 divided by 4. That's a 3.25. You're in good shape. Okay, so that's how they do the core. The second part of this is the test. You have to you're gonna make your GPA, then you have to pass. Well, I'm not going to say pass. You have to take the test to make a qualifying score. What is a qualifying score? The test you can take either one. ACT, which is more commonly accepted in this part of the country, or you can take the SAT, which is more of an East Coast test. Either one. We offer both, and they're both fine. It's just for some reason this part of the country does ACT and the other part does SAT. The ACT is divided into 4 sections: math, science, history, and English. The SAT is verbal, which is English and math. Some kids do better, on others. What kind of score do you have to have? It's all related to your core GPA. If you have a 2.3, your minimum score is a 900 on the SAT, and it's a 75 on the ACT. That's the minimum. You have to have that. Without that, you can't get in. The higher your grade point, ACT 75. I'll explain that. Most everybody's used to hearing what on the ACT? 19, 20, I'm sorry. What they do is they take all 4 parts, add it together. That comes out to a 75 or 74. So, basically 18 is normally where you got to be. Okay? If you're low on your GPA or high on your GPA, the lowest you can make on a test score is 18. So that's a good point. I forgot about that. SAT is 2 parts. Some people will come. I had a young man come into the other day and said, "Coach, I made 1,300. I qualified." He made it 1,300 on all 3 parts. They only look at 2. Which is the 2 main. The third part's the writing. They don't score that towards the test. So you have to take the test, You have to match it up. I didn't have time, they just told me this, that I was doing this late yesterday. You can get on, I'm gonna tell you your website just maybe you can get on. It's got the correlating test score with the grade point. It'll tell you exactly where they need to be. Most of the time, if your kids do a great job in the classroom, they don't have any problem with the test. If they don't do a great job in the classroom, they struggle. Now, there are kids that have a hard time taking tests. So that's the second part of qualifying. Core GPA, make the right test for you, okay? Everybody good with that? Okay, so let's talk about what you should be doing as a 10th grader. Now, and here's the thing, guys. You need to be on top of this yourself, mom and dad and kids. Don't rely on old Coach Fleur. He's going to do everything he can to make sure every kid's taken care of. But if I miss one, I've missed it, and you don't want that to happen. Now, I'm not going to miss it. I'm just giving you an example. As a 10th grader, you should sign up. It used to be called the NCAA Clearinghouse. That's the old guy. That's what I call it. Now it's the NCAA Eligibility Center. You go online, you sign up, you set yourself up an account. It'll give you a number, and boom, you're in the system. Then the school, after I think it's the end of their 10th grade year, will upload their transcript to that site, and then they check to make sure you're taking the right classes. What you used to, the colleges did it. Well, people started cheating. That's why we have all these rules. They started saying, well, this is this. So they just took it away from colleges, and they put it in this one place where they're checking it. They don't like. They're not Sooners or Razorbacks or whatever. They don't care. They're going to do it right. So they check your transcript. What's important also for the high school part of it is we have a core course list that we send in to the NCAA. If those courses aren't on there and you take them, they won't count them. So that's our counselor's job and our principal's job to make sure every core course that we teach is uploaded to the NCAA eligibility. So you can be doing that in the 10th grade. The next thing is, when do you start taking the ACT? Well, some folks aren't ready to take it in the 9th grade or the 10th grade. Sometimes it doesn't need to be any later than the beginning to the middle of your 11th grade year. We got guys that were offered scholarships that have been told this since the time they walked through the door, and they have not taken it until the start of their senior year. Well, think about the pressure of having to make that test score, especially if you're one that's right on the bubble. So you need to start doing that, and it's no fun. There's no kid likes going and sitting in there on Saturday morning from 8 until noon. They don't like it, but it's part of it. They have to do it. So sign up for that eligibility center into the 10th grade year. Start taking that test. Some folks take that ACT stuff when they're in the 8th or 9th grade, and that's fine. It'll only get better as they go along. How many times should you take it? As many as you think you need to. If you've got, I'll give you an example. We've got a young man that scored a 31. Now, if I scored a 31, I'd be done. But his goal is to score 33 or 34, so he's going to keep taking it until he does it. So each time you take it, there's a belief that your score is going to improve. You get more comfortable with it. You know what's on there, those kind of things you do better. So, clearinghouse or eligibility center as a 10th grader, start taking that test in your 10th grade year, 11th grade year. The school's going to upload your transcripts, make sure they're being read by the NCAA. The NCAA will contact you directly saying, Cole, good shape, Mike Fleur, oh, you're in trouble. This is what you got to do. So they let you know, and then you come back to us, and we make sure, hopefully we have time to get you in the right classes to do the right things. Now, I can only speak for football because that's what I do. The kids, we monitor them all the way through. We know what classes they're in. We know where they're at with their grades. We know what they're doing, whether they're going in the right track or not. A couple other things we'll talk about, and then I'm going to let you ask questions. There's 3 levels of the NCAA. There's Division I, Division II, and Division III. Division I is the one I just gave you the requirements. Okay. Division II is the same requirements, just a little bit less. Like you can have a 2 point instead of a 2.3. You only have to have 3 Englishes instead of 4. Okay, so there's a little bit of difference. It's just a little more lenient. Division III does not give athletic scholarships. It's all academics or need-based. So, you know, they have a different deal. Really, the school admits you, and if they admit you, you're eligible. Now, sometimes I want to talk about this because a lot of people don't know. You know, everybody thinks scholarships are full. They're not. Okay, so here's what you need to know. Division I, really Division I, the only full athletic scholarships there are out there are for boys and girls basketball and football. Everything else is a partial or a package. And they try to put together the best package they can for every student based on athletic money they want to give you, academic money they can give you, Pell Grant, needs-based money that they can give you, or other, there may be other scholarships that they have that you can apply for in their school, and then they put the best package together to try to get to where you pay the least amount of money to go to school. The other thing they'll do, this is more at the Division III level, is they'll start talking about loans. And those are fine. I took a loan out to go to school, but sometimes we had a young man sign a scholarship with the school. It cost $32,000 a year to go to school. They gave him 16 or half of it, so he's still paying $16,000. I said, son, where are you going to get that money? I'm going to take a loan out. Well, add up real quick, 16, 32, you know, now you're in big time debt. So versus he could have been a walk-on at Arkansas Tech and paid about 6. So there's lots of different things there. The last thing I'm going to say about all this is, in the end, the people that get athletic scholarships are the people, one, that prepare themselves athletic or academically. Two, have good character. That's big anymore. That's one. That's next to grades. That's the next question they're going to ask, Coach. What kind of kid is he? Is he going to embarrass us? Is he going to get in trouble? What's he going to do? And then the third thing is this: you have to be good enough to go on and play at that level. And I can show you the percentages where it starts in youth league, all kinds of sports, to junior high, to high school, to college. It just continually goes down because the field it shrinks. And so, you know, that's just the cold hard facts of going on to the next. If you're good enough and you take care of all those things, you got a shot. So I hope I've answered some questions, maybe caused some more. Does anybody have anything they want to ask? I know that's a lot in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Anybody? Anytime I can help, I'm right underneath the stadium. Most of the time, that's where you'll find me. Thank you all for coming in.